Well, that sucked, didn't it? What's going on, everybody? I'm Tyler Brandt, back here with another video, another post game, and another no victory Monday evening by this time. And I didn't write anything down. This is pretty much unscripted. I have no real track here. We're going to talk a little bit about the San Francisco game, but I think it's time, myself included, and I'm maybe the flag bearer of the ship, to get real about this New England Patriots team in 2020. So without any further ado, let's break down the New England Patriots versus the 49ers and what is remaining for the 2020 season here. So we could start with the first drive of the game for the Patriots. It looks like they're going to stop Jimmy Garoppolo, but he efforts his way for a first down. And pretty much from that point on, it's just whatever the Patriots could do wrong, they did wrong. They go down and score on their first possession of the game. They can't stop Jeff Wilson. They can't stop Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. There was George Kittle making catches over Stephen Gilmore down the field. I mean, it was bad from Jump Street, and it didn't get any better. That's it. Now, going into this game, we said in the pregame that Kyle Shanahan is going to try to get the ball outside and is going to try to set the edge in the run game, and he did that. He did it early and often, and the Patriots had no answer for it, especially on defense. They had absolutely no answer. Kyle Shanahan wasn't going to change the game plan. He's going to run the rock, and Tony Romo said it on the broadcast 4 or 5 times. Everything that they did was just basically different ways of getting the ball to the outside and running the ball to the outside. Whether it was Deebo Samuel bubble screens or Brandon Ayuk bubble screens, or if it was outside zone runs. I mean, it was just bad early. It was bad often. And, I mean, what else is there really to say? Let's be honest here. Now, I'm not going to have a fire sale and really go in on the Patriots defense because I don't think that they're that bad. And yesterday was bad, but we knew it was a mismatch. Kyle Shanahan took advantage of it. And beyond that, when you're on the field for the entire game, it's only a matter of time before you break. They broke, yeah, they did. It was a bad game for the defense, but it's not really their fault. It was a mismatch, but they also were on the field for over 30 minutes of the entire game. I mean, it was bad. I mean, it was, I hate to end it on the same thing, but what else is there to say? It was an ugly, I think, stare yourself in the mirror loss for the Patriots and us Patriot fans. The season started, you know, we thought this Patriots team was going to be a run-first team, and they were going to pound the rock and run the ball with Cam Newton and find different ways to get the ball down the field when they could, but they were going to lead with the run. And every week their rushing total gets lower and lower. This week they didn't break 100 yards. Damian Harris had 10 carries for, 70 yards maybe, give or take. So the running game's not working. None of the receivers are getting open. If they are getting open, the ball's not getting in their hands. N'Keal Harry, granted, had a concussion, but he got smashed on that third down early in the game, dropped the ball. Damiere Byrd running open on a crossing route. Cam overthrows him by 10 yards. Jules isn't even getting targeted. Jules has like 8 catches for 80 yards since the Seattle game. It's just bad. It's bad everywhere. And they need weapons. They need help on the offense. It's not all Cam Newton or the quarterback position. It's not all the quarterback's fault. There's no weapons on the offense. There's no weapons at wide receiver. But it's not all wide receiver. The quarterback play's been bad. It's been bad since the Seattle game. Let's be honest about it. It's really been bad. It was bad against Oakland. It was bad against Kansas City. It was bad against Denver. And it was bad again against San Francisco. I've heard people all over the place saying that Cam's not healthy. Cam hasn't been the same since COVID, which I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've seen guys have to end their season because of COVID now. The Jaguars running back now ended his season because he had COVID. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's still not 100%. I don't know if there's something in his bones or something physically in his body that makes him not right. There's throwing charts of him. He's not throwing to the right side of the field. He's completely ignoring a third of the field. There's things in his mechanics that people say are off. There's people that are saying that he's not playing by himself. He's not playing his kind of game. He's not smiling. He's not having fun. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Cam, and I don't know what it is with any of the quarterbacks. It's not like Stidham's coming in and wowing anybody, and Stidham was a guy that I thought deserved a shot, but there's just nothing. There's no production from the position right now. The quarterback position this week against San Francisco, a very banged-up defense that was missing both of their starting safeties, went 15 for 25, 147 yards, and 4 interceptions. So it's the entire position's bad. I don't know where they go from here. Bill Belichick doubled down and said Cam is their starting quarterback going forward, but honestly, at this point, I think you have to have an open competition. And I understand Cam's better than Stidham, and that's probably true. But at this point, shouldn't we let Stidham get a full week of practice, knowing he's the starting quarterback, a game plan tailored to him, and all that stuff? Because if we're going to keep trotting out, and this is going to be spiking balls into the ground, overthrowing receivers that do get open when they get open, and at this point, even if Jules is a shell of himself, at this point, if Jules isn't even in the game plan, what are we doing? I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. Zooming out, looking at the entire schedule, next week, I think their season's on the line. Pretty much what the Patriots do going forward depends, I think, on next week. They have a game with the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. I think if they win that game, they're right back in it. I don't think they're going to win that game. Spoiler alert. If they win that game, they're right back in it. But even going forward, I mean, you have the Bills on the schedule, the Ravens on the schedule still, the Cardinals on the schedule, the Rams on the schedule. These were games, well, I thought that maybe they'd be a flip of a coin a couple months ago when Cam was playing good and Cam was looking good and the whole team was just kind of doing well and they were running the ball and they had a little bit of their own offense. Now, I don't know. I think maybe they beat the Jets for sure. I think they're a better team than Houston right now. I don't really even know if they're better than the Chargers. Justin Herbert looks fantastic. I don't know if they could beat the Cardinals. I don't know what happens now. I guess the Patriots, maybe it is a bad year. Maybe they are the third best team in the AFC East, and they go into the draft in 2021 looking for their guy. But yesterday was bad. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It was embarrassing. It was the worst home loss in Bill Belichick's career. I think this was, again, a look in the mirror game for the Patriots and to see who they really are. And now you have a chance to respond against Buffalo, and your season's on the line here. You fall to 2-5, 3 games behind Buffalo, and a loss to Buffalo. You might as well pack it in terms of winning the AFC East in 2020, excuse me. Tell me what you think about the New England Patriots. Leave it down in the comments below. Maybe this is a little bit of an overreaction video. I waited till now because I wanted to let the embarrassing performance really sit in my stomach before I made a video. It's bad. They're a bad team. They look like a bad team. They're playing like a bad team. 2-4 is their record, and they look like a 2-4 team. That's how I think of it. That's what I'm seeing right now. Tell me if you're seeing something below. Again, leave it in the comments. Let's chop it up. Get at me on Twitter, @TheTylerBrand, on Instagram, @TalkingPats. Let's, again, chop it up about the New England Patriots and the biggest game of their entire season already in October with their season on the line against Buffalo. Let's chat about it. Follow me on, again, Twitter and Instagram. That's going to do it for this video. A little bit raw, a little bit uncut, unedited. This is just my thoughts after that embarrassing performance. We could break it down, play by play, but Jeff Wilson ran all over them. Jimmy Garoppolo did whatever he wanted. And the quarterback position and all the offensive positions, really outside of Joe Thuney, the only guy that's doing his job with any consistency, is a giant question mark. That's it. That's about it. So, one last time, I'm Tyler Brand. Be good, be safe, and I'll catch you on the next video.